Hey everyone, it's Midnight Hatter back with another Gundam 5e tabletop RPG update. It's been a while since I've recorded a proper video like this, so let's hope that I remember how to do it. So, at any point in the last 8 months, if you had come into my room late at night and said, "Are you coding, son?" my answer would have been a, "Yes, father." So I have been working tirelessly on this random enemy generator, and I am excited to share with you the fruits of my labor. Now, as with everything in the Gundam 5e RPG, this is still in beta test, but if you're interested in seeing the nuts and bolts and how all of this works and how we might adapt it for other RPGs, including Dungeons & Dragons, let me know in the comments down below and I'll make a separate video where I break down all of the different scripts that I use, how I formatted everything, and how I got it to print. Now, without much further ado, let's head on over to Gundam5e.com. We're going to click on Resources and select the enemy generator. So this is really just a big series of random number generators that uses a few different variables in order to calculate out different ability scores, your armor, your evasion, the enemy initiative, as well as, some features and attacks that you can use to throw at your players. So for example, you can come down here to Archetype, and that is going to be your enemy class. Not only do you have the 6 player classes available, but you also have the mighty mobile armor. You also have the option to change the terrain that your enemy can operate in. We can go with Earth only, Space only, or a hybrid of Earth and Space. And, just in case you're wondering, if you select Earth only, then your hybrid suits will appear as well, and if you select Space only, your hybrid suits will appear as well. So it's not as limiting as you might think. It just restricts you to only mobile suits that you would see on Earth or in zero gravity situations. Now, as with everything that I make, it is going to be Universal Century specific, but it does cover everything from the One-Year War to the Grips conflict and the First Neo-Zeon War to Char's counterattack, as well as the Laplace's box incident. Now, the only field that is not optional, and we'll get into this later, but most everything can be randomized, is the challenge rating. This goes all the way from 1/4 to 25, which is a super deadly encounter for characters of level 20. Now, this is roughly balanced for a party of 4 characters that are, of the level of the challenge rating. So if you select challenge rating 2, you should probably throw one of these enemies at a party of 4 level 2 characters. You'll also notice that if you select a class for your enemy, that the mobile suit list will update to match. So for instance, we've only got mobile armors to select from here, or we can go back to, say, Cyber New Type, and it's only mobile suits that are available for Cyber New Types. Now I'll stop teasing you. Let's go ahead and hit the Generate button, which is going to generate all of our stats. And as you can see, we got a true new type character that's got some shoulder-mounted cannons, a couple of melee attacks, and a couple of new type powers. The pilot is going to be an Earth Federation soldier in a G-line assault armor. Now let's say you don't like the mobile suit that it chose. Well, you just hop into the menu and choose a different one. Let's say Full Armor Gundam Thunderbolt version. Now, if we go over to our terrain and change it to Earth only, you'll see that the mobile suit is reset to random because the Full Armor Thunderbolt is a hybrid mobile suit. Now let's say if you hop into the list again, this is all Earth Federation mobile suits that can be used by a true new type, and they are usable on Earth. But let's say we select the Pale Rider. You see that the terrain automatically reset back to hybrid. And that's because the terrain will automatically update to match the mobile suit, and the mobile suit list will automatically update to match the terrain. So you always get something that fits in the specific genre you're looking for. Now, you might have noticed that the Generate and Reset buttons changed colors over here, and it no longer says Generate, but it says Refresh. So what this does is it's going to keep all of your same variables up top, your archetype, your terrain, your faction, your challenge rating, and the mobile suit that you've chosen, but it's going to re-randomize your stats, your ability scores, your features and properties, your actions, and your new type powers. So let's go ahead and click that now and see what happens. As you see, we have a new feature, we have a ranged attack with this one instead of just melee attacks, and we've got two different new type powers. So this is especially useful when you're trying to create a squad of enemies that you want to all use the same mobile suit, all roughly be the same challenge rating, but you want to have some variety in their armor points, their evasion scores, and the types of attacks that they can use. Now, if you click the reset button, it's going to reset all of your values back to random and back to 0. This is useful if you just want to generate an entirely new character. As you can see, we have a new class, we have a new terrain, new faction. The challenge rating is going to be 1/4, and we've got a different mobile suit to choose from. Now, probably the most exciting feature about this is the print option. So if you select print, it's going to open up your print dialog window. And what you're going to do from here is when you go to select your printer, don't select a printer, but select instead save as PDF and click save. And you're going to get an unformatted PDF of all of the values in this table. Now, as some of you have been doing already, you can have lots of fun with this, just generating random monstrosities, such as a level 25 full armor Gundam, a level 16 Bishop, with a multi-attack, Gundam Gamma armor, Neo Titanium armor, mounted beam cannons, and advantage on saving throws against being knocked prone. We can have a 1/4 of a challenge rating Big Zam, probably the most worthless thing that Xeon ever made. It is large, so it has advantage on will, ability checks, and saving throws, but it only has one attack. Now, one of the things you might notice is that the attacks don't have specific weapons listed. This makes it a little easier for the generator to work because it doesn't have to deal with the different variables of having machine guns versus beam sabers versus what have you. But it does create an accurate damage estimation, as well as tell you whether it's melee or ranged and what damage type. So as a DM, it gives you a little bit more flexibility to add some flavor to the armament that your mobile suit is going to have. Your loadout is going to be completely up to you, but the damages and types of attacks are selected for you. Most importantly, the damage is calculated for you. And another thing that I was very specific about was making sure that you didn't get 2 attacks of the same damage type. That way you've got a lot more variety depending on how many attacks your enemy has. So that's about it for now. I hope you guys have a lot of fun playing with this tool and using it for your own games. I am probably going to be utilizing it whenever I'm running a one-shot. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any suggestions or there are certain features that you want to see added, and I will try my best to implement them. Again, if you're interested in learning how to make a tool like this for your own RPGs, or if you wanted to see the process behind this one, or if you wanted me to make one for D&D 5e, let me know down in the comments and I can make that an entirely separate video. Furthermore, be sure to check in this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for a live stream Gundam 5e one-shot that I'm going to be running. That's all for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like this video and subscribe to the channel if you are digging all of this content, and I will catch you later.